Tried setting an alarm and I was 7 minutes late, so let's just get to it. Let's see what the 3.4 special program is. Lady Aglaya, okay, welcome back. Took 12 seconds, okay.
神々よ、ご覧ください。
Really? We can't get English voice acting back already? Come on.
オンパロスは勝利を収め、再創期が間もなく訪れます。
Wrong.
しかし、本当にそうでしょうか。
No.
最近、エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏をよぎるんだ。
最後の一人になったとしても再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。黎明を灯す。
Really?
星々を燃やし尽くす。諸行をもたらそう。第1回ピロコニー聖杯戦
Is
争。
this only because,
とあなた
Saber?
が私のマスターか。燃えたて騎士の魂よ。
Well, I know that Saber has an English voice actor, so...
もう少し手応えがあると思ったんだ。
And so does he.
機は熟した。逃げ場はない。
あらゆるジャーコン
Oh
を
yeah,
打
we
ち滅
got a
ぼせ。
free arch.
セイバー。
汝は開白の黎明に訪れるまで灼熱の太陽を背負い続ける。
死者を花から呼び出して殺し合わせて勝者が全てを手に入れる。
行かなくちゃいけない。背負わないといけないんだ。
ピノコニーの伝説はあれど英雄はいないと。
お任せを。
Why did they fight?
私見ました。壊滅。これにて完成。宝石の余震をもって来世に暁を。
I'm honestly just... I'm not that interested. I don't know. What? Okay. Why aren't you doing, like... What's with the random codes? Okay. Well, I guess I can skip ahead, so... There we go. What?
Hey, Mr. Albert?
Hello!
Owlbert.
Woo! And whether or not you have a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the version 3.4 for The Sun is Set to Die special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
It looks...
Rebooting really does solve all problems.
It looks so... like... Looks like kind of 540p, probably?
Now we can introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. I'm Finan. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello, everyone. I'm
A drama, really?
Anaxagoras.
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
Of course we missed you. Well,
yeah,
dear guests,
actually...
welcome to the show.
You're
I've
not
been looking
bad.
forward to this special program more than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
It just was like, okay, but why? Like, why right then, right there? I would have preferred if he had just entered the thing, and then they cut it there, and then started from over in 3.4 there, what we saw at the end.
The burning sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysos Air companions did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Finan, so they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter?
Yeah.
Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Finan is gonna go through a lot. I saw a few scenes that looked like flashbacks, and I think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself. I assume everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoris is not as simple as it seems.
Indeed.
Yeah.
For example, when we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akama and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was peeling off.
Okay.
Why don't we take a look back at our whole journey so far in Amphoris?
Wait, are we not going to the next cycle? Wait, what? I'm so lost. I thought we would go to the next cycle.
And lay out our suspicions and clues we have. First, at the end of the 3.3 story, the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
But these... No offense, but none of these would know anything about that.
It has something to do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it?
Well,
Even-
maybe an Axel would know.
Though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground, which switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Era Nova.
In addition, that Tin Man Lygist is also pretty suspicious. He and Finan had a pretty significant conversation in the Vortex of Genesis.
Actually, I was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well,
Didn't even send you back home.
hell, the mask is coming off now.
Based on my interactions with him, like
Wait, okay, if we're gonna count the lore accurate reason why he is an Amphoreus, why did Lygus allow him if he's able to stop Herta? So Herta could send Albert through, but she can't send herself through? That doesn't make any sense.
Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysos heirs.
Excuse me.
Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Okay.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean spectator. If we combine this information with what we know about the relationship between the scepter and paths, maybe Amphoreus is being used as a chessboard by people from beyond this world, and Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right.
What?
If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphoris is a trap to set up the checkmate. But who knows? Maybe the
A
chess...
checkmate for who and for what? It doesn't matter. And I care more about learning about, is March finally going to show up? Is what's actually going on? Blah, blah, blah.
pieces themselves can overturn the board. The hero's Era Nova could affect the worlds beyond the sky, and the Trailblazers' choices may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphoreus. I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
As someone from beyond the sky, they already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova...
Yeah.
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Finan and go home.
Well, what about you? You're technically connected to me.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown them.
Was that a
However,
golden
their
apple?
fate will still be tied to that of Amphoreus. They'll be
Yeah.
returning to the battlefield with a very important mission.
Stop spoiling it, please. Please, just stop spoiling it. God, I want to watch it for myself. I get that there's a skip button now, but still. Oh!
On the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Finan. That Finan we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story?
Stop. Let us figure it out ourselves.
Why was his name hidden?
Well, maybe that Finan isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. But I'll leave the specific details for everyone to find out themselves in the game in version 3.4.
Thank you. I mean, a lot of us already had these questions. Sheesh, they're pretty basic questions, honestly.
I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
About Fineman's kit.
What kind of information?
Following the story's progress, as I've written, we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphoris's true nature.
What?
Before, as I've written, was like a storybook. Keeping
Yeah, that's an issue. Wait, what?
record of our friends' stories.
So are we finally gonna see these two? These are colored in as well, so...
Now, even its appearance has changed.
That's better, please. That was horrid, honestly. It just kind of felt, like, boring to...
Feels like something big is about to happen.
It looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
You can use this
That's actually way better. Oh my god, that is actually way better.
system to unlock even more of Amphoris's secrets.
Yeah, things I'm never gonna read.
That's right.
True.
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced, is
Yeah. That's what people have been wanting for so long, because I'm sorry, but even before, it is always just nice to have a skip button. Wuthering Waves did it instantaneously. They said they listened to the player base and made it like that. I don't know how well that snapped, but like, you get the point. They did it so quick, and there's just no reason to not at this rate. Whenever your stories are going on about 8 to 10 hours, I'm sorry, but you don't need, like, the equivalent of, what, 3 seasons of anime in one update patch for a story? What? Yeah, because, like, or, no, I'm dumb. It's, like, 2.5, pretty much. 2.5 seasons of anime. If you really want to consider it, a 25 episode anime is about, give or take, 8 hours, 20 minutes. And you were producing that every version. That's ridiculous. Like, it's Blue Lock. You could have been watching Blue Lock, Shangri-La Frontier. I guess if you want to watch like something with 2 seasons, there's Apothecary Diaries, I guess. Soul Leveling now. There are so many other things that you could have watched in that time and gotten lots more enjoyment out of than just experiencing one part of Amphorius. You didn't even get to the next thing. You didn't see real progress. And that's an issue. You don't see real progress. You have someone like Herta introduced. You have this little background plot. And then it hasn't even bore fruit. And we have no idea how that's gonna work. And then Screw'em finally shows up and actually does something. And that still hasn't even bore fruit. And some deaths often happen off screen. You introduce a group that's evil who attacks us and even kills Aglaya, which it all happens off screen and we don't even get to fight them as enemies. So what's the point? You could have just killed Aglaya in some other way, like you did with Mighty, Tribby. You could have killed them like anyone else. You could have killed them like Cypher. You could have just boom and had her die to that. I get that you shall have your final bath in a golden something, I don't remember, but like still, or how about she dies while fighting the Sky Titan? There are a lot more options that you had, and it just felt so pathetic. Like, this is Aglaya. Come on, this is like one of your official characters, and that's how you treat her death? Like a joke? Her death was a joke. Cypher's death was a joke. Literally has the ability to run across to another city in a couple of seconds, and yet for some reason she would not use that speed to go to multiple different other cities, multiple different other places across Amphorius. She wouldn't use it. Or maybe she would go... I mean, she has to have a hideout where she stores her stuff. I don't see why she didn't do that. It felt really dumb, okay? Her death didn't make sense to me. I feel like she didn't use her abilities at all. I know I'm rambling now, but it's just, I want to get my point across.
Is finally going live in version 3.4. Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences. In version 3.6, there'll also be a story recap function.
Yeah, I already learned about this.
Stay tuned! But of course, as we move into version 3.4, we shall take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the truth and the fate of this world. And the myriad Celestia that Mr. Shaoji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview is...
If I had a webcam, you would literally see me looking around like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, just like, looking all confused. Like, what are you talking about, buddy? I have no idea what you were talking about. I don't think any of us were thinking about that at all. Wait, the only Myriad Celestia trailer I remember is that, like, people from across the universe all would be competing or something, or like some big game thing. I don't know. Amphorius is like the you start to light Amphorius and then it starts spreading across the universe thing. I don't know.
It's finally going live soon.
Oh, you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphorius and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This
For Feynman, I mean, again, I don't mind that they do this animation. I do think that they treat Star Rail better than Genshin, in my opinion, in terms of animation, so it's fine.
The animated short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.4.
Stop spoiling it with these. It's like with Arlecchino's story quest. Gee, I wonder how I know all this information. And then it's acting like that's the only way how you would know. I mean, at that rate, why even watch that? Why not just wait for it to be... Because you decided now that you would input it into the game. That's what you did with Casterus. Because that's what the player base told you. So I'm not even going to watch it. but I will be spoiled of it because you actually decided to upload it before the version. Ugh. Like, come on.
Can't spill too much here, but
Well, then why even tell us at all? Like, just make it a part of the story. Just add it in. If it isn't in it, then okay. I don't care. Like, you say it's very important to the story, then it should just be a part of the story. And then don't let us be able to watch it beforehand. Let us experience it all at once.
I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we... My god. Yeah, we already kind of knew this. I'm sorry, but like, if Cardathea has her own... Cardathea has like 2, actually. With Glory I Shall Fall, and... It's not... No, it isn't something Dawn. I know that. Is it? Why is it this time that I click on this and then it doesn't show up? Are you kidding me? Show up. Music. Do I have to, like, in specific put it on Wuthering Waves? One second. Actually, I'll just do that for now, and then I'll... No, it's not that. Against the Tide. That's what it was. Yeah, Against the Tide and With Glory I Shall Fall are so good. It's ridiculous. Look, no offense, but if you could get me to watch a trailer's music in the car, then it's amazing. So you better have that same level of quality, in my opinion.
So don't miss it.
Awesome. Nice.
I can't wait to dive into the new story already.
Why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Viden and take a look at his story together?
Another map I don't really care about. Yeah, he's destruction. We already know this. But what's this form? Okay, buddy. then, oh yeah, let's just drop a meteor. And then what's also just, the Heavenly Principles cubes.
What in the world happened to Finan to make him change this much?
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know. Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you
dead.
elaborate?
I remember when our buddy first showed up in Amphorius. Finan was one of the first
Bro stole the bat. Kevin stole our bat. And then broke Don Hung's spear. What a... You know what? He broke our bat, and not broke our bat, stole our bat. What a...
Chrysosaurs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Finan carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy, and Aglaya's hand-picked successor of the Flame Chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success by making...
How do you know this? Wait, how do you know this? You're dead.
the Council of Elders the focus of criticism, and allowing Finan to step up and rally the people.
Yeah, all of us have high hopes for him. Some even call him the Deliverer of Amphorius. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
I'm curious. What was Finan like before he joined the Flame Chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared to?
Nope.
Before the Flame Chase journey, guess we've got to go back to my hometown.
Let me guess. He was a troublemaker. Cyrene took him in and taught him some stuff and mellowed him out.
Zelizii. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a forest. That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies.
Okay.
When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the woods and visit those cute fairies.
Mem?
When I wasn't...
No, it's not Mem. Okay, I was so lost. I was like... Is that Mem? I guess it's a fairy? So is Mem a fairy, or what? I guess she's Cyrene, but then, I don't know. I need to see official confirmation of all that type of stuff.
Exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and practiced our, swordsmanship.
Yep.
When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The wheat fields look gorgeous too. Lying there surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess what? You won't have to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore ID's Elysii alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about Finan's past, how he became a warrior, joined the Flame Chase, and grew into the person he is today.
How are you gonna tie this into the lore? Huh? Are we just saying that we went back in time? Or, like, that the world reset around us? What's going on? I need to understand stuff.
Hey.
Can't wait!
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes. You've
Like, I don't understand how the story's gonna randomly switch over from the Era Nova to ID Elysii. And then eventually Cyrene and Hycillus are gonna show up. Because they showed up as playable characters. Then you have to give them lore, and then Feynman already getting his ultimate form, it just feels weird, man.
Really come a long way.
These days, Feigen just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Yeah, that's all he
And
wants.
Boris needed a hero, so he became one. The Chrysler heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became.
Yeah.
Looking back at the main art for this version, even though Feinen's face is still the same, his whole vibe has shifted. His gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoris are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will Feinen make?
A hero's journey is never easy. But if the will in your heart is strong enough, no fire can burn you out. If anything, every trial is just a forge for an even brighter soul. I am more than ready.
Well said.
Yeah, that's
Let's
actually
let
pretty well
everyone
said,
experience it all
actually.
themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Feinen performs in battle.
Okay.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated.
So he's another one of these people who builds up enough to then, okay, so you want to have an advanced action 100%. So, Branya... Okay, so that's why Cydria is his best support. Okay. So, essentially, I'm going based off the SU. And the SU, the instant main thing that you can have whenever you have her as a golden bloom is that you take multiple turns. So I'm assuming that that's how that's gonna work, and that's why he's gonna generate more, because she's just letting him go continuously. You get like you can have like 3 turns or something if you okay. Then she's just his best in slot support. That's what I know. Yeah, and then probably Sunday.
Nated enemy and adjacent targets. The use of
Yeah, okay, so the skill, so then if I'm gonna make a team just based off that alone, Feynman, Cydria, Sparkle, and a healer. Probably Hyacinth.
of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, you collect core flames of your skill? That makes no sense. Whatever.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Feinen can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability.
So, a healer. So, then Link should then. Because... No, that doesn't work. Yeah, no, Hyacinth is the best healer for him then. Yeah, no, because she'll always select him unless if she basic attacks. So then, yeah, no, what I said. Feynman, Cydria, Sparkle, and Hyacinth. You want to have enough skill points. Cydria can get him multiple actions, while also having the skill point over here to keep him up. And then you also have someone to constantly select him and heal him, which gets him more points. At least I'm pretty sure that's how that will work. This is all speculation. I actually am just using the simulated universe to actually guess how it works. It was something... Judgment? No. What was it called? she gives you some, the golden bloom gives you something for the person in the first slot of your party. And then you use that 3 times, and then it goes away. I don't remember its name. I'm not gonna try.
If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Finan will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate, I'll create
Teammate's ability.
Wait, what? Repeat that? Oh, there's... What do you mean? What do you mean captions?
Finan will deal even more damage.
Wait, this is the first time we haven't had captions?
If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Finan will deal even more damage.
What? Wait, so he gets damage for being selected by his teammates? What?
When I use my ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
After transforming, Finan
Explain what territory is. Come on, this is like a new thing. Explain territory.
powers up massively. Teammates temporarily retreat and can't take action, while he faces the enemy head-on with newfound strength.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
No.
No worries. All the talents and buffs from Finan's teammates still stay active to provide him with much-needed support.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation, each with a brand new ability.
What?
Care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, what? What? How do you... Okay, sure.
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to 1 designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action, during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on 1 random enemy.
Huh? Okay, so what? He's really good for pure fiction? Okay then.
Heads up. The more Soul Scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
You know, the only enemy in the game that straight up, like, wouldn't be affected by this is, that stupid, traffic cone light, robot thing that goes invincibility.
Using these 2 abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my 3rd ability. With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself, then use Scourge charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed...
That's the 3rd character, sorry, the 4th character to ever do bounce damage. Yes, I am being serious.
out the consumable Scourge charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Finan will unleash one final
Divine
blow,
Vessel.
hitting all enemies before removing the territory. Finan's technique is pretty unique too. Upon casting it, Finan instantly
I'm sorry, why does he have 8?
strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're normal enemies, they're
Why are there 8? Why are there 8?
immediately wiped out without even triggering a battle.
So, okay, so he's Acheron, got it.
Wait, all enemies? That's nuts!
Wait. So he can eliminate, like, 12, and Acheron can only do 1? Power creep! Really? Come on. What?
Of course, power comes with a cost.
What?
This technique consumes 2 technique points.
Oh. Wow. Anyways.
If the technique misses, it won't cost any points.
Oh, come on. If power comes at a price, well then, how about that price actually be that you actually use up the skill points even if you don't hit something? Come on.
Plus, when Finan's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
But why? but why? Like, no offense. Well, actually, a little bit of offense, but, like, why? I get to maybe help out him, but, like, it just seems kind of stupid, in my opinion.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Oh, I see.
All right. Now that we've
You can gain Scourge outside of the thing? Okay.
wrapped up Fighting's combat abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jingliu are all getting some serious enhancements.
Yeah, like, they've needed them, like, a lot. Next one that I probably think needs to be buffed, or I think the community think needs to be buffed, Sparkle really doesn't work anymore. I think Fushuan, right now, as is not good. She's in a state where we're in an HP meta, where every character has been using HP main stat, and she is an HP main stat scaler, and she can't even be, like, she's not even good enough, like, it is actively worse to use her over someone like Hyacinth. And I think that's just ridiculous. I think Fushuan needs an enhancement to allow her to be able to be really used with someone like Castris, Tribi, etc. You can't use them. You can use the buffs well enough, but Castris really wants you to get hurt, and since no matter what, Fushuan, whenever her skill is applied, you instantaneously get a reduction of damage. That needs to be changed. Sparkle really just needs like 75% action, and then maybe a little bit better something. I don't remember what people said, but Black Swan doesn't feel as good. Well, I guess Hycillans will maybe fix that a little bit. I mean, I think, yeah, people say Topaz is still in a good spot, but it's not a follow-up attack meta. I mean, you don't see anyone using Argenti. Maybe just give him a follow-up attack. Is there anyone else that is so unused in the meta? Because Jingyuan got got Sunday, which helped him. Sela, oh yeah, Sela definitely needs that buff. Because right now, how she works is with the HP inflated meta, or the HP inflation that the whole game has, her entire kit is essentially useless. You are better off using Dongheng IL and anything else. And then, speaking of that, people think... I mean, for me, I was lucky enough to get E2 and 50 pulls. I'm lucky, and I know that, but I can't really relate to what everyone else has, because I'm playing with a way different one. So just go look up anyone else's recommendations, honestly. I don't really care that much, but still. I think those are the people probably that need the buffs next. Yeah, and then also Ratio. Ratio also needs a buff.
Let's go! Oh, Mr. Albert, please do tell us what's changing.
Let's start with Silverwolf. After the optimizations. Her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of
It really should have been like this in the first place.
just one.
Oh, so it's AoE now, not single target.
It always should have been AoE.
Exactly. Meanwhile, she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup.
Okay, but I feel like she should have still had a been able to hit all three if she aimed right here.
On top of that, Silverwolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
I do think that you should have changed her technique like her technique instead to be an enhancement and not a debuff. Whatever, you know what you get the point.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Yeah. Thank you. Like, you have no idea how long we've needed that.
Next up, Kafka. After the buffs, Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever a teammate hits an enemy target with any kind of attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack.
So that's just changed to any. Okay.
After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And now for Blade. After the update, he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP. When Blade enters the Hell...
Wait, he didn't... I swear that's what he... Did he really... Am I the only one who thought... I don't remember. Was it really never like that?
Escape state. He is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blade can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often, meaning his total damage output's gonna spike.
Good observation.
Yeah.
A change will happen to Jing Liu as well. Now she'll deal damage to enemies based on her max HP.
Yeah, like, that's how she should have been in the first place.
Time a teammate loses HP, Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the
What? Okay, that felt random, but okay.
spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Yeah, the real issue with her is that she's a character that randomly transforms with her ult, and then you don't ever get back into that state. I don't think I've ever used my Jing Liu in... Well, I don't know, but the last time I used her, I was using the, what's it called? The Simulated Universe Destruction Cone. But now that's effectively useless on her. So, you'll see, like, on websites before, if I were to, like, pull it up, like... I wonder if they've already updated this. Build in teams. Yeah. Yeah, right here. Like, I don't care if it is or blah blah blah, but like, so you want this, but now you have this that is effectively useless. This is now no longer a good thing on her, because she doesn't want attack percent anymore, she wants HP percent. That is a massive change, in my opinion. I think that's a massive change to how the character plays, She is now fully on HP percent, which means something like on the fall of an Eon is effectively useless on her. You are better off finding something that has or even relates to HP percent.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades.
Well, they've been needing them. They have not been usable whatsoever.
But with all these ability reworks, won't their eidolons be affected?
Yeah, that's what we all wanted to see, but we didn't get to see that last time. In the dev notes.
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends Adelons will be...
Okay, I don't want adjustment. Effect res. Yeah, that's just a basic trace nowadays. When any enemy enters, their damage increased by 20% when they receive an attack from ally. She has 100% chance to. Okay, that is strong. Okay, that's really strong. So no matter what, she doesn't even now have to. Okay, so E2 is essentially. What do you mean bounce attack? Okay, but she now has. She has the ability to just always input a bug whenever any enemy attacks. That is so entirely strong.
Tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of the...
Why would you? Like, really? Like, oh yeah, no, I want a challenge. Like, or I want to make the game way harder to the point that I don't do damage.
their abilities?
Abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch between our friends' ability modes freely. So choose whichever version.
Abilities have been changed to deal based on max HP. So was it
You
never
are
like that?
best. For more details, be sure to keep an eye out for official announcements.
Sounds good.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time around.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the Firefly skin.
who is it?
In version 3.4, Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring Missive, is making its debut.
That feels so random in my opinion.
Ah,
A new
look
outfit.
at that.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
It felt so random. I really love her outfit though. Aw. Wait, did she get like a slight color palette change with Sam?
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever.
Again, note obtained with honoric shards. Great. That's just great. Uh-huh. No matter what, I just don't... I think Star Rail has the capital or they have the resources to make skin upon skin after skin. I've seen so many there are people online that have made so many different skins for every different character. And if you look up and just even on something probably like Google Images, like Honkai Star Rail skins, Genshin Impact skins. Hell, what's also just I don't play Zenless, but if you looked up like Ellen Joe skins, a very popular one was her school girl outfit. I don't actually know if that's the name, but essentially someone did that for free. And it was a one-to-one copy pretty much. It was pretty much very good. It was very well done. And then Zenless came in and said, "You know what? We're going to make this cost money." When there was a free version out there that was made quicker, faster, and the only issue is that you could lose your account because you're using a skin. And they don't allow that. But still, it's a bit ridiculous that someone else is able to do all that before the multi-billion-dollar company. That's my opinion, and that's all.
That firefly-shaped brooch on her chest? You can tell she put a lot of thought into picking it out.
Yes.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
That's kind of funny, but I doubt it.
Oh, totally possible. If I had a mech,
No, because whenever Sam showed up in the first time, around 1.4, whenever we saw the, Myriad Celestia trailer with Kafka, she showed up with that, but we know that the Geppetto Brotherhood, that she had a full black uniform type thing. That's what she was wearing. So, I don't think she actively does that.
I'd also probably coordinate it with my outfit. New theme, new colors.
Well, no, that wouldn't make sense, because she's trying to hide her identity. No one really knows who she is. No one knows that... What, is this like a magic... Okay, well... No one knows that Firefly is Sam. So why would she give off hints, is my opinion. She wouldn't do that. But the only reason they actively changed the mech, Sam, is because the skin would only be literally outside of the fighting, outside of battle. You wouldn't be able to see this. It would be essentially useless. You need to have something else change in order for you to give her a schoolgirl's outfit. It isn't like March 7th's outfit where you will see it in combat. This you would not see in combat. And even in her Firefly, even whenever she uses her ultimate, and you get to see like her up in the corner, like here or here, all you would see is, you wouldn't see it. Because it, like, I don't know exactly what she does, but it goes away.
The whole look has to be consistent.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You'll be able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric shards.
Yeah, and I don't like that. To be honest, for such a basic skin, I think that it's... Not that it's basic, it's just that it doesn't feel like it should be worth Oranic shards. I feel like it's more of a free skin than anything.
And again, please stay tuned for further details and future official announcements. Next, let's take a look at this version's banner.
Why does it literally not even look good? This is like one of the first things I've looked at and thought, that doesn't look good.
In version 3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Find It, and the limited 5-star light cone, thus Burns the Dawn, will have a boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new 4-star light cone.
Wow. I wonder who that could be for. I mean, it probably isn't, but like, you get the point. 3.6 is when she'll show up, I guess?
For the Path of Remembrance, the story's next page is being added to the first half banner. At the same time, we'll also kick off a special warp event. The limited 5-star characters, Treevee, Sunday, and Sparkle are coming back.
So basically, his best in support slots, got it.
Plus, 5-star light cones if time were a flower, a grounded ascent, and Earthly Escapade will return as well. In the second half of version 3.4, we've got another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star characters, Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade will be back along.
Wait, why Blade? Wait, but isn't Blade now on the like you can change to lose the 50-50 to him. So why even have him as a banner? What? Are we adding new characters this time?
On with the limited 5-star Lycoons. Whereabouts your dreams rest, I shall be my own sword and the unreachable side.
Mm-hmm. Two of our newly buffed old friends are making a comeback in this version. What about Kafka and Silverwolf?
Here's a little sneak peek. Limited 5-star characters, Kafka and Silver Wolf, will be back in version 3.5. And the limited 5-star Lycoons, Patience is All You Need, and Incessant Rain will rerun as well.
Okay, so 3.5. Okay, then.
Nice!
Also, 8 new 4-star Lycoons will be added to the Nameless Honor Rewards in version
Like, it's been a long time and we've needed it, so yeah, good.
3.4.
I see quite a few familiar faces on the light cones. There are a few mini versions of Chrysos Heirs.
Looks like Finan really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's mattress. Can't beat that level of comfort.
Sorry, no offense, but, preservation. When's the next preservation character? Ha 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 ha. Come on.
For sure.
Wait, really? So, wait, was Adventuring... Adventuring was the last preservation character. That's sad.
Alright, let's take a quick break. There's still more version 3.4 content coming your way.
You know, it's sad. I'm looking at these redemption codes, and I've been talking for an hour. I've been reacting to this for like an hour. And we haven't even gotten to the fake collab. How long is this special program? That it takes essentially a whole hour in between the HP inflated dialogue. We haven't even gotten to the fake collab. And that has its own story. Oh my god.
Welcome back! Let's take a look at the events in this.
Why? 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 I don't care about that.
Version. A piece of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami Bird Clash is about to return in version 3.4.
Is that the cute Match 3 game?
That's right! The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash and hopes to promote this arcade game full of Penaconian flavor throughout the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up the original shop arcade on the Trailblazers Radiant Feldspar.
No offense, but I just don't give a care. I did, like, this was kind of boring to me at the time. It just becomes boring, and it's something you never do again.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name for itself.
Yes. Like, what's it called? I literally did it this patch. This time it was Demon King, and then it was the Galactic Baseballer. No, it wasn't called Galactic Baseballer. It was something. It was that was the theme. Wait, was it? I don't remember.
Right.
Of course! This time, the two players will take turns acting on the same field, and every player has a set number of moves. You can eliminate 4
Okay.
more fruits to form bombs and obtain extra moves.
You can also get extra moves when you swap 2 super bombs to trigger a combo elimination.
Oh no! I see obstacles popping up on the field. How are we supposed to deal with those?
Not to worry.
You have new power-ups, yeah.
In this version of the Origami Bird Clash, there will be lots of new items that can help you in battle. For example, Shattering Hammer can eliminate any individual fruit or obstacle. Spicy Bomb can turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube can reset all fruits on the field. Leveling up items will also make them more powerful.
As long as you pick the right item at the right time, you can turn the tide and deliver a powerful blow to your opponent.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
Yeah, but this event isn't voiced. Like, the reason why I like Ethereum Wars so much better is because there's actual voicing of the characters, and it actually feels like a really good event. Like, it feels like a well thought out event. I would say right now that a lot of people praise Wua's little what's it called? Where you have the echoes fight each other, and you just sit back and watch it. I personally think it's boring, and I would have preferred something more like what this did, but more of an Echo v Echo, like a Pokemon thing. Since there are so many attacks baked into every Echo, you could easily just have multiple different movesets, and it could be a lot more strategic. It could be a lot more fun, too.
That's right. Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in this event. In addition to participating in story challenges, Trailblazers can also do open challenges with friends from across the universe.
You mean like what we did before?
This multiplayer mode won't...
Legend of the Galactic Baseballer, that's what it was. But yeah, no, Legend of the Galactic Baseballer was good. Demon King it's about the same, honestly. I would say maybe a little bit less, but it's still a really fun event. But it really, yeah, no, it is. This wasn't, in my opinion, so this being here just feels weird.
And with version 3.4 either, Origami Bird Clash will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
Wait, what? So, like, you're getting rid of Seal Slammers being co-op? Or, like, what are you talking about?
We're done slamming seals. Now it's time for slamming paper birds.
Alright, let us continue with more version content.
You know what's also weird? Because Seal Slammers gets mentioned in the main story by Feynman. So, I feel like that just feels weird. That you're now removing it. Or, like, I wouldn't say removing it. Here we go.
And Gift of Odyssey returns as usual in version 3.4.
Yep.
Nice.
The Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange events will also return.
Yeah, at this point, you just say the usual events. These are always going to be here no matter what.
Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Yep. In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online.
But why? But why? For, Sidria? But why? Wait, what? Wait, then what does Hyacinth use?
And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight, for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time,
Oh, right, these are two new... Okay, then, that's... Reverie by the Sea.
planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams, and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent Universe.
Yeah.
Why did my seat collapse?
Divergent Universe.
Why did my seat collapse?
Bro, I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't say anything.
In addition, I'd like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game. First, the annual Hoyo Fest Off-White exhibition will begin in July. This year's event venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be held in
Yada yada yada
City.
yada.
Prepared a lot of tales about
Joining Anime Expo this July. Come visit the Star
Yeah, I already know about this.
Rail booth and claim free limited gifts.
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo, featuring
Funny how it's all the current voice actors that are actually working. What is this? Okay.
several special guests.
Please keep an eye out for more info and official announcements. See you at Anime Expo.
Well, thank you all for your kind introductions. Let me see. We're almost out of time. We'll move it on to our next show in just a sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I am a professional super host.
What's going on?
Demon. Oh, he's okay. Wow. Okay. Personally, I need a break. It has been an hour and 11 minutes, and I need a break. Yeah, okay. It's like, did my mic not pick that up? I was like, no, don't tell me I'm having mic issues like my idiot friend. Alright, so what? That's summoning? I don't know much about Fate at all. Other than that it's long. Complicated, blah blah blah. Get the point. So, let's start handling it.
Goodness, Albert.
Hey, what's going on? It's not my time yet.
What? Wait, are these two voiced, or am I going crazy? Wait, so Boot Hill and Adventurine's VAs are voiced? Okay, that's good.
Whether or not your world has the concept of a holy grail, welcome to the live stage of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collab special program.
Long time no see, everyone. I'm Aventurine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
He sounds oddly different.
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Welcome.
So these two are still working together? Okay. And I forgot something. I'm an idiot. Only but like 10, 12 seconds. It's not 10 to 12 seconds, but if those two have their English voices, then that's fine. That's gonna be much better. And then, yeah, okay. Let me turn on something. Alrighty then. Sorry, but it's starting to become real sunny, and the moment that happens, my room starts to kill itself.
Both of you, I, Albert, have apparently been summoned by the Holy Grail to be this show's host today.
Is that how that works? Is that how that works? Does the Holy Grail summon people from... I have no idea.
Albert, could your class be... Speaker?
Son of a...
I have no idea what classes are, but I'm gonna guess maybe... What is it? Archer? So what, knight? I have no idea. I have no actual idea.
Gun.
You know, I kind of wish they, I don't know if these two have played, Fate Stay Night or anything, or whatever it's called, Unlimited Blade Works, But I hope they at least chose people, if they could, if they even had voice actors, that actually have played those series, because otherwise I have no idea anymore.
Ah, that's funny.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present the situation to our audience?
Yeah, okay, that is. It just sounds like he has like a sore throat or something, or he has some. I don't know. It doesn't sound like Adventurine-ish. It sounds like Adventurine, but it also just sounds like he's sick.
Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
There you go.
Well, the cosmos is full of surprises.
Yeah,
Soon after
obviously.
the ripples of the Charmony Festival had calmed, the Trailblazer received a secret invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
What?
Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dream.
That's right, but I have no idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power. As long as you win in the brutal contest of the Holy Grail War, the Grail can fulfill your wishes.
That daggum Wubba Boot Charmony Festival has only just concluded.
I forgot how much I love Bootel trying to curse. I forgot about that.
They're putting on a new show already.
Hey, don't forget that Penacony prides itself on being a holiday resort. How are they gonna attract
Is a Holy Grail War really a resort thing?
tourists if they don't have any events? Besides, didn't the last Charmony Festival have a little accident? I mean, that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image. The family's definitely gonna want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Penacony and Holy Grail War into a new show that rivals the Charmony Festival, therefore returning Penacony to the cosmic limelight.
With
Bullshit.
dreams as the gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of
Well, what else is Penacony gonna do? What? Albert, come on. What does Penacony have besides dreams? Harmony? You think people are gonna travel to a distant world for some harmony? The only other thing it has is a nice vacation spot, but I guarantee that there's probably other planets out there that have better vacation spots. Probably like Lusaka. Just, I don't know, like it probably has some beaches. I don't know.
money and a lot of dream chasers. I bet
Okay,
old
Santa.
Odie is thinking of the same thing.
This Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War program will be conducted in Penacony. The
Yeah.
7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
What?
Chance to make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets
Wow.
don't discriminate. So, someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest assured, everyone, these sweet dreams and the Holy Grail.
Well, because it's happening in Penacony, the moment you die, you're just sent back to your room. Or your consciousnesses, at least.
Our production crew hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in the dream. Everyone can participate and watch in peace.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start
Yeah,
off,
what?
the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacony Superstar, the Soul Glad Festivity, our dear Trailblazer will be participating.
Oh, so,
Can we please just, like, give them a name? Because the Trailblazer. Well, which one? This is, again, why I hate... It just doesn't, like, whenever you say that, it's like, okay, to others, you might not understand it, and it just feels kind of stupid when people say him or her. It's like, okay, just say our name, or like give us like an official name. I don't care. Why I prefer Wuthering Waves always just having characters refer to Rover as just Rover, not him, not her, not look at... I can't wait to see them or something. I can't wait to see Rover. It makes the sentences flow better. You know who they're talking about, and it feels overall better, and it actually feels like Rover's name is pretty set in stone. I much prefer that.
Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right. In addition,
When will I have not been?
Miss Robin will also be a part of this war.
Okay.
Well, as another Penaconian shareholder, the Interastral Peace Corporation's Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
So that's... Okay, so since the Trailblazer got replaced, I'm gonna guess probably, yeah, they probably had to replace because also the Fate collab. Sorry, but whenever you have a big release, like a big collaboration, one that, and it's being like you can't have them because of some idioticness over a strike that doesn't make any sense, and then you give them the last chance and they don't come back. I understand why they replaced. So they lost an opportunity to be exposed in one of the biggest collabs in gacha history. That is a big oof.
The Galaxy Ranger Boodle will also
that's 4 voiced.
participate in this Holy Grail War.
Actually, I was just wondering, why is a criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Why are you hanging out with a criminal wanted by the IPC is the real question.
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Wait, why do you act like you know him and like you do favors for him? Like, you barely met the guy. What, is the guy a Galaxy Ranger?
Looks like Mr. Boodle really has formed deep bonds with folks in Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been looking forward to in this Holy Grail War?
Saber and Archer, right?
Of course! Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits will also arrive by the Grail Summon and participate in this Holy Grail War. They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
That's what I'm talking about. I wonder which...
What, you said Lancer? Who the hell is Lancer? Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Rogue Spirit will end up accepting a contract with the Trailblazer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get the big names.
Is that what happened? What? Okay, sure. I thought you said there were 9. There was only 7.
To what stories will unfold.
Oh, right. No, wait. Did he say 7? Or am I misremembering? Who the fuck is Lancer? Who the fuck is Lancer?
Old in this Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a contract with who? Trailblazers will have to find out in the game.
Okay.
Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the whole...
Wait. That's a part of the official story? bullshit. The continuance thing means that it's a part of the official story. What?
Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th. So
That's 4 fucking weeks away! That's 4 fucking weeks! Okay, at least we don't have to have, Feynman, we don't have to do all that story all at once. Because fuck that shit. If that was ever the case, and let's say they actually made you sit through at least probably, excuse me. So what? If we can estimate it to be 8 to 10, 11 hours for just Feynman, for Amphorius, then we would have had to sit through at least another 4 hours of that? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Thank God it's on a different day. Oh my God.
keep an eye out for it. Now let's learn more about Saber and Archer, our 2 heroic spirits from another world.
Oh, yes!
yeah. Saber's dress.
Wait, why aren't we showing the English voice actor? Why aren't we showing the English voice actor? We know she is an English voice actor.
It seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You gotta dress up for the occasion.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I see people complaining about her outfit, but honestly, her outfit looks just fine. I like the outfit.
The King of Knights' new outfit was personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It retains their iconic blue and white color.
Yeah, it's literally designed by the person who made her outfit. Who made her. So I don't see why people are complaining. I honestly prefer this.
And her iconic ahoge.
That's right.
What the hell does that mean?
It retains the nobility of a king and also emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks,
Is she British? Is Saber British? Wait, what? Is Saber British, or am I missing something? Because, again, as someone who's never, ever, ever touched Fate, I have no idea.
in the game, well...
Here we go. Is this the first time they've ever used Japanese with English? Okay, but I swear to God she has an English voice actor. I swear I remember hearing a video where I heard her English voice. Caliban!
Well, butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. That Excalibur truly shows her strength as a king.
Oh, talk about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face?
A king is a king. A king feasts and gorges and always eats things. 1 second. Need to get a new drink. I already know what to call this. I already know what to call this video if when I upload it. HP inflated special program now.
Even in Penacony.
Oh, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her liking.
Okay.
That's right. You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount of core resonance when she enters battle. If she uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets. If Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
Okay.
In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are.
Skill.
Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold,
Okay.
the King of Knights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of core resonance. Also, during battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
Okay.
So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
Okay.
That's right. Not only does this sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right. That concludes Saber's introduction. Now we'll move on to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Oh, seems like Archer
So he also has an English voice, so why isn't it being shown?
cares about this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit, too.
He even changed where his accessories go. Those decorations he had on his chest are now on his shoulders.
What? Okay, well, I've never seen his outfit before, so I don't know.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest. Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look, the sharp contrasts reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure.
Does he have lightning powers? I don't know. I see like a lightning like going off all these blades, so I assume that he would have been lightning, but I guess he's quantum, and he's our first quantum male 5-star.
The combination of the long trench coat with skin-tight combat gear emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
Really?
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
Hey, you can do that? Okay. Bullshit! Bullshit! Don't you dare! Another fucking bat stealer! Fuck you! And... yeah, there's the follow-up.
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited blade works.
Wait, what? So he speaks full English for that? What?
Oh, so that's Unlimited Blade Works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
eye and the bone of my sword. That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
What?
I agree.
Well then, let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack, Archer can deal damage to one designated enemy.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to
Okay.
Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill
Big
points to
spiral
enter the
sword.
circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy. While in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill.
So he
and
uses
he can
skill
continue
points
to
like
use
crazy.
his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up. The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to
So
enemies.
you can.
After all, everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good archer. When using his ultimate, Archer will recite the classic chant to activate unlimited blade wax, dealing damage to one
Okay.
enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him special charge. After
Okay.
any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
What?
In that case,
Wait, so then does he also... Okay, so I see 9 skill points. So does he just increase the max limit? So is... How many skill points can you have with him?
there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap
Okay.
on Archer's introduction. Now, I have big news for everyone.
Yeah, we already knew this. We already knew this. And his growth material... Okay, and his growth materials for free. The obtained materials can be used to upgrade the character to 60? What the fuck? Wait, so just log in okay, so June 11th. And then you get him for free, and you get a good amount of materials for free.
From when the collab event starts on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star collab character Archer for free!
Oh,
Nice.
awesome!
It's also funny how you see down here, ufotable, and yet they don't work with Genshin, but they work with Star Rail first.
We hope that, under Archer's protection, every adventure that the Trailblazers embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion, with the servants across this vast universe will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Okay.
Oh, yeah! How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally here as promised.
Yeah, if they didn't do that and promise that for no reason, then they would have been shot in the head.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Wow!
I'm trying to figure out who that is. What? Okay, so we have to... Okay, we're doing that again? Okay.
Awesome!
But let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite done yet.
So why are we doing that again? I'm not gonna say no to free rewards, but like... But why? But why?
Besides claiming Archer for free, Trailblazers can also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
Wow, how thoughtful!
Yeah, I already read that. That's what I...
Yeah, this version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
All right.
3. Only 3. What? I mean, if you don't have trivia, go for trivia, I guess. But like, I'm going for Cyrene. Not Cyrene. I'm stupid. Cydria. I want Cydria.
Now let's check out the banner details. Once the collab starts on July 11th,
Birth of a King. A thankless coronation. Okay.
Trailblazers can use Star.
From 7-Eleven. Wow. Guarantee counts are shared between all collab character banners and separately shared between all collaboration light cone banners, but neither carries over to either types of warps. See, this is where we really think, this is where it really gets kind of bullshit, because no matter what, you could waste something and then you would lose the chance, like, says a long time, but I would prefer for them to just say when and how long it lasts. I do think that they should have just made it with Star Row passes. That's just my opinion. And then that the banners share with the character wish banner. I much prefer what Wuthering Waves did with, like, you had all those characters, but it was all shared within the same thing. Like, if I wished for Zani, it would also count for the other 5 that were on the banner. It would be shared. It didn't, like, you didn't have separate, like, with Genshin and its, Chronicle Wish banner. I hate the Chronicle Wish banner.
Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps, Excalibur Excelsior, and the bone.
Because it's not always there. And once it goes away, you could have pity and never be able to use it. And then once it finally comes back, you might not actually want to, and then it just, like, it feels like a waste of time. Like, you have now wasted some pulls, you've wasted, you get the point. Like, it just feels wasted after a bit of time.
Of my sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters, Saber and Archer, respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration,
Hell were ideals
celebrities can get the limited 5-star Light Cone, a thankless coronation from Birth of a King, and the limited 5-star Light Cone, the Hell Where Ideals Burn, from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the Light Cone collaboration banners, but neither carries over to other types of warps.
I think it's kind of bullshit.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Light Cone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Like, how long is long-term? Is it infinite? How long? Like, how long? Months? Or until 3.6?
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Light Cones?
Exactly. These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh.
Okay, that's not bad. So you could always just choose to do single pulls at the end of it, or like until you get the things, and then never wish again. That could be good. That could be good. Okay. So there's no real rush to get them. There's no FOMO. That's fine. In fact, actually, I prefer that. No FOMO. Okay.
Nice! And here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps.
During any event warp in 3.4, spend a total of 200. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, wait, never mind. That's fine. No, stop. I overreacted for a second. No. That's fine. Look at, okay, so let's count them. Okay, 13, and then So, from the 2nd all the way to the 13th. You have 6 weeks to spend 200. Okay, yeah, no, do in fact fuck you.
Bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts, when Trailblazers spend the designated number of Star Rail special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star light cone, the hell where ideals burn.
Throughout all of version 3.4? In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Finan or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, yeah!
And now, as the collab kicks off, the voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us.
Japanese or what? English? Are we talking English?
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to hear their special messages.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆
Fuck you! Ah, damn it. Sorry. No, you're a good voice actor. I thought they meant English, but no, they meant Japanese. Yep. Okay. Yep. No offense, but I've never seen that. Hello to all Trailblazers who soon become masters. I'm Saber's voice
皆さん
actors.
こんばんは。セーバー役のカズメヤコです。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この
I mean, really?
2つの作品にはどこか似
What similarity? I don't get it.
ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。
I guess that's true.
収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。
Well, it's the only game that they could do this in. Sorry, but that's just my opinion. Genshin doesn't make sense. I mean, look at Aloy. You really think Saber would fit in there? Zenless? I mean, it barely even got off the ground, and it wasn't even out then, so yeah, no.
あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに
Okay, but again, I know nothing about this.
出会いますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
No offense, but I can't tell anything, but okay.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。
Yeah?
崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッド
Okay, are you both reading this off a script? Did they hand you some things to say?
ブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、
Has he?
ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょう。
Will it? I don't know.
崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。
Yeah, they stayed really faithful to the to Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works stuff. They stayed extremely faithful, and they did a really good job. Don't get me wrong. I think that Saber looks fucking awesome. But I honestly, as someone who's never seen that stuff, after seeing Cardathea, I really prefer Cardathea. But then again, I haven't met... Excuse me. I have not ever seen Saber's character. I have not seen Archer's character. So I am still going to give them a try. I'm not going to say no and then leave. My whole idea with this channel is I am here to give this stuff chances. I will be the one to go through all this stuff as much. I'm not going to go watch all of Fate Stay Night because I have no idea where to start, but my opinion is I always see people say, well, you've never played it, so you can't say anything, huh? Well, I played it, and then I will give you my opinion. That's what I do. That's what I want to do. I want these people to be, like, they say, oh, no, Genshin is still good. Like, yeah, no, but Wuthering's still way better. That's just my opinion. And I played both. I played Star Rail. HP Inflated, dialogue is a pretty accurate thing. Okay, I went on a rant, but, like, you get... I do think they stayed really faithful to the original, and especially... since Kuro handled PGR with Devil May Cry and made I don't know, I haven't played that either, but well, both of them I haven't played, but like people said that it was basically a one-to-one replica and something that even their own company could not do on a mobile device. The Devil May Cry stuff, and yet PGR did it. Which I think that says a lot. So really, I think this is a good time for collabs, especially when you have two companies who are willing to stay very faithful to the original while also making it make perfect sense. And I've never seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners ever. So, but I'm pretty sure I could watch that. But you get my point. I think Wuthering Waves will do an amazing job with that. So, alright, I'll press play now.
素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でも、アーチャーのかっこよさ、存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。
Don't worry.
これはまた、とんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Alright! Big thanks to our voice actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collab about to launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nazu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
You mean Ufotable, or like, do you mean your like? Does that mean Hoyo's own, or like what?
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program, Fate Stay Night.
Okay, so what are these items?
It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of Penacony. The Trailblazer met the red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He stepped forward, raising his spear and uttered that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Ah, so it's that red-haired Lancer.
You got it. After the sweet dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail.
Archer, Assassin, Hider? Is that what it says?
Now,
oh, Rider, Caster, Saber, Lancer, Player, Berserker. I don't know what these classifications or these things mean.
Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past striders through the user's memories. So in
Okay.
Fate Stay Night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense 1v1 battles. Each contestant
Okay.
starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a round means losing health. And when your
Yeah.
health hits 0, you're
We
out.
got
Is there a smart way to beat your opponents?
At the start
win.
of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs.
I don't know what that means.
You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the buff.
Okay.
Pieces of the same class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail war, huh?
Absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire
What the fuck are these? Are these like actually from Fate Stay Night? Like, or Fate Grand Order?
noble phantasms during battle for extra help. Plus, during combat,
The fuck? Is that Saber or like what? Like Saber's hand?
Trailblazers can have the chance to get 3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Command spells, huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
Ah, this
Is that a real thing? Or am I don't know. I have no idea.
Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money.
Really?
Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the corruption level,
Wait, what? Wait, is this like the simulated universe then? Wait, what?
the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies.
So, just like the SU then. Okay.
Watch your step, Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much.
So this is just gonna be like Divergent Universe. Okay. And these are Curios and yada yada. Okay. Okay then.
After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment.
Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean reality show competition? Also, fuck reality TV!
The organizers of Fate Stay Night have also prepared a special protected mode competition.
Oh my... Really? That sounds so... Wait, so they set up premium teams. Not even 4 stars.
Protected mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters, and enemy strength is toned down.
Oh,
How fucking boring, god damn.
this way, new Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail war experience.
Exactly. The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night. Experience some epic
Really?
battle action.
And score yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
Now, just a quick reminder, this Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblazer Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail, and the event, Fate Stay Night.
Wait, 2 parts. Wait, wait, so, like, the story part's different? Or, like, wait, what?
The Fate Stay Night event will open for play on July 11th. The 2 programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome!
Oh,
So much
yes.
content!
All right. Big thanks again to our...
So, wait, okay. Okay, let's ignore the fake collab for now, because we already knew that was going to happen, but... Have they been spending all their... Did they only make 1 original event? They only made 1 fucking... What the What the fuck? There's only actually 2 events. What the hell? So you have the you have the Origami Bird Clash. You have Double and Double, and you got Gift of Odyssey, which I don't count, and that's it. There's only one fucking event? This is a multi-billion-dollar company! I don't care if they were doing all this for the Fate... unless this is, like, the biggest, best, event, and this is, like, an event to beat all events. That's all they have? That's it?
Our two guests. That wraps up today's Fate Collab Update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all part of the job. Anything for the Trailblazers. So Trailblazers, my honored masters, let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
What? Wait, what do you mean an hour? That was not an hour. Okay, that I somehow turned that into a 2-hour thing. Are you kidding me?
Bye-bye.
See you next.
Okay, let me be right back. Okay, so what? Let's probably take off like 15 minutes. So even if I turned a 1 hour thing into essentially 2 hours. Okay. I need to see more. Because right now I feel like I don't want to. I'm excited for you. I'm not excited for you. I am okayly. I need to see more overall. So then. What are my thoughts, I guess, is what I should be talking about. I guess we'll do this in the meantime. I'll quickly get Star Rail up. Again, I haven't really seen anything worthy of it. Now, my best guess is that they finally got all the voice actors back, but it's because maybe English, but I swear Archer and Saber should have English voice actors. Or are we just sticking more to the more iconic ones? Because I swear I remember hearing a version where we no. Oh hey. I mean either one of these really, but I'll have time. Double, so yeah. I'm sorry? What do you mean remaining count for the double rewards? 84. What the fuck do you mean by 84? Is that a glitch? Because I'm abusing it real quick. Yeah, but, come on. There we go. My opinion is overall that again, I know nothing. So this is definitely going to be an introduction to Fate for me in a way. But it's also confusing to me because I feel like they would have had the English voices. But I guess a lot more people know the Japanese. So that's why they did that instead of but I feel like yeah, we will have English voice actors. But they didn't show them. Is that whole event going to be in Japanese only or like this is what I mean by we need more details. I don't believe that they would bring on Adventurine and Boot Hill's VAs for essentially something they're not even going to be voicing it. That's my opinion, at least. I think that makes the most sense. They wouldn't just like hang a carrot in front of them for no reason at all. Especially in like for something like that. Beyond that, great.
Maybe she even asked.
Who cares? Really, who cares about this? As someone who actively, literally plays Firefly, as you just saw, it's a nice outfit, but honestly, I don't think it's worth money. I don't think it's worth money. So this is the only original event. You have gift. That's it. That is literally it. Okay, wow. You only have 2 big events. And that's it. That's it. 2 big events. And that's it. Nothing else original. Wow. Okay, so it did mean that. Okay. So I have 84 times to get all. Okay. So I can just do it all at once, kind of like with planar fission. Okay. So it just means every 10 is 1 use, and then you have 84 uses. Okay. But that's it. We only have Origami Bird Clash. Then we have Gift of Odyssey. We have the other 2, the Realm of the Strange and Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange. And that's it. That's it. That's it. No other event besides unlimited whatever this is. This. So those are the only events that we have for 3.4. Wow. I honestly don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't understand why Honkai Star Rail doesn't have more events. Okay. I think that really shows my I need to see more. I need to understand more about this because this trailer was mixed between Saber, Archer, blah blah blah. And this isn't even in English. So, let's just go ahead and... Yeah, no, that's just... No, I'm just... That's it. Huh. I guess my opinion overall, as someone who's never experienced Fate, as I keep on saying, I don't know what to expect, and that's kind of the issue. The Penaconian Holy Grail War. It looks interesting, don't get me wrong, but I don't understand the Holy Grail stuff. So, yeah, that's probably it for me. And then overall, so I think the going back to Idis Elysiae doesn't make sense unless if we go into the next cycle. But then again, I don't think they would do that. Yeah, yeah, that's just my opinion, I guess. My opinion is that I don't really know what I expect from this. If I'm talking the Fate collab, I think it looks good, but I feel like it's just going to become more like the SU. And then... But, so then it's just going to be... Okay, so that's going to be more like the SU. So then we also would have... But then... If I'm talking the main story, like on Amphorius, I have zero expectations. I don't really know what to care about in that regard. I think that's my opinion. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know what to think yet, and I'm honestly leaning more towards I don't have, and like my expectations have killed, or the game has killed my care to play out the rest of Amphorius, and that's kind of the issue. What is there left? Why are we adding in all this character development that should have already been shown and happened? It feels very odd, and it doesn't feel connected, and it feels more like they just threw it in because they had to. Yeah. Overall, if I'm just talking about Amphorius, I am only gonna give that about a 3 or 4, because I honestly don't know what to expect. The trailer was very unclear as to what on earth was happening, and that's very consistent with Honkai Star Rail. Then we haven't even seen Cydria or Hycillans. Are they gonna show up? What about Cyrene? I'm almost positive that trailer barely ever showed Cyrene. Yeah, like Cyrene barely showed up. But I remember seeing a tiny leak or whatever, just of voice lines, or not voice lines, like the amount of times a character speaks, and Cyrene talks so goddamn much, and yet we barely see her at all in this. Wait, what? So we have these 4 here. But then we barely ever see, Okay, it's... Aventuring's true form, or like his enhanced form, whatever. Battle form, I guess. Then Robin has something. We have whatever that is. Then we have some people hanging. I don't know, man. This trailer was not very clear, and I honestly don't get much from this trailer. Okay. I'm not gonna give it a rating, honestly. I'm just gonna be confused. Very unclear. Everything feels disjointed and... Yeah, I'm only left with all these questions, and I'm not really seeing any answers. That's my opinion. So, alright. Bye.